Okay, so hopefully you were able to open this Excel file and then save it to your OneDrive or something that you can bring to school tomorrow with you. So the first thing that we're going to go over is just a simple review here of Excel. Remember, Excel is made up of columns, and each column is identified by a letter, and each row is identified by a number. So each cell has a letter number combination. So we're going to click in cell A1, and Excel works in what we call overtype. So if I click in cell A1 and type something, if I click in cell A1 and type, then it goes away. So to edit something, I'm going to click in cell A1 and then go up here to the formula bar. Because what might happen is if I have something in B, I don't see everything that's in A. So I might have to go up to the formula bar to see it all. So I'm just going to double click Timmy, and you can change his name to Tom, Jim, whatever. Okay, and then press enter to seal it. All right, since this is the title of our budget, we are going to, we want to take the title and merge it with all the columns that we're going to use, across all the columns that we're going to use, and then center the text. So using the big white plus sign, you're going to select A1 through D1, go up here to merge and center. That takes those 4 different cells and merges them. We're going to grow our font, change our font color to maroon, and bold it. All right, we're going to do something similar with budget. We're going to merge and center that across. So we're going to highlight A2 through D2, merge and center, and this time we're going to italicize the text. All right, so now, right now we're going to go ahead and just enter the data here. Remember, you read this like almost like a battleship board. So if I say that it is the monthly income is 500, you would type that there. His spirit wear expense is 100. His dry cleaning expense is 50. Pom-poms 50. Food 100. And gymnastics 100. Oh, sorry. So food is actually 200. Sorry. And gymnastics 100. All right, so notice that when we start entering things in B, now it says like spirit, WIA, dry clean eye. So it cuts off what's in A. So we need to make A bigger. And when this is text, it's not a problem. You can tell that dry cleaning is being cut off. So Excel will keep words and cut them off, but numbers, if a number is too big for a cell, it's not just going to show part of the number. It's going to give you number signs, or what you guys call hashtags. So like this. So if the column width is too small for the number, your number is still there. It's just going to give you those hashtags, and you would fix it the same way. So how we're going to fix this is we're going to hover our mouse up here between A and B. And this is called our column width adjuster cursor. So you can just press and drag it and adjust your width. Or to auto fit column A, you would hover your mouse between A and B and double click. And now you can see all of those titles. Okay, to figure our total expenses, we want to add up the things that we spent money on. So there is a button. It's called the auto sum button, and it will allow you, it says here, automatically add it up. Your total will appear after the selected cells. So I'm just going to click here and press it. And so basically what the computer is asking me now is, do you want to add B4, and in Excel you read a colon as through, B4 through B9. If that were true, I would just press enter. But income is actually not income is actually not part of my expenses. So I'm going to edit that. So with these marching ends, I'm just going to reselect what I want to add. No, computer, I actually want to add B5 through B9. Once I have that edited, I don't want to click somewhere else because that's going to throw out my formula. So I'm just going to press enter to seal it. And now that number here, it's giving me 500. So here it gives me the sum, and up here in the formula bar, it tells me the formula. So the budget formula is going to be your income, which is any of your money in, and you subtract all of your expenses, your total expenses, and anything left over from that is going to be savings. So when we're working in Excel, the number one thing we want to remember is when we are creating formulas, we want the computer to work for us as much as possible. So we want it to do the math in our head. I mean, this is pretty easy math to probably figure out here, but in case any of these numbers change, we want Excel to update it and we don't have to go back and do the math. So whenever you want Excel to do a math operation for you and show you the answer, you start with equals. And we're going to go up here and click the income, which is cell B4, subtract, which is just the dash up there between 0 plus equals, and then click your total expenses. Seal it by pressing enter. All right, so right now, poor Timmy is not able to save anything. So this is where you will look through and make sure you have not made any mistakes. And we made a mistake here. Timmy's pom-pom expense should only be $5. So his monthly pom-pom expense should only be $5. So that what if question might look like, what if you entered Timmy's pom-pom expense wrong and it was only actually $5? So anytime you see what if blank, then you go and do the operation and then answer the question. Now, how much money is Timmy able to save? $45. Is that 10% of his income? No. Okay, so if we know how much Timmy makes per month, we now need to figure how much he's going to make per year. So we're going to go up here to C4. This is our yearly income. And we're going to tell the computer to do the math for us. So we're going to start with equals. You always start a formula with equals. Click in your monthly income. And the multiplication sign in Excel is Shift 8 or the asterisk. It's that star. And then type 12 because there's 12 months out of the year. Press enter. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to enter that formula 5 more times to figure out spirit wear, dry cleaning, pom-poms, food, and gymnastics. If the computer will do the math for me, and it will, then I'm going to make it. So I'm going to click in cell C4. This is the formula that I essentially want to copy, but I don't want to copy it exactly. I want to fill this formula down, and when I do that, because I'm filling it down, it's going to change the row number in the cell reference. So when I fill it down 1, B4 will turn into B5. So equals B5 times 12. Yes, that's what I would want. Equals B6 times 12. Yes. So I'm going to click here in the cell that I want to copy. Hover the mouse in the lower right-hand corner. If you look here, you can see, you can't see my finger, you can see right here that there is a thicker rectangle in that lower right-hand corner. When you hover your mouse over it, it converts it to a thin T or a thin cross. This is what we call the fill handle. So I'm going to click on that and drag that down through to gymnastics class. Okay, guys, the fill handle is your friend. It helps you out so much. So if I needed to type months real quick across, I could just type January, use my fill handle, fill across, and it would fill in all the months. I could do 1, tab 2, highlight those, and it would continue. If I was doing an experiment, I could put try 1, try 2, highlight those, fill them, and it would continue to hit my tries for me, put my tries there. Okay, so we filled down and that changed the row number. Now we're going to fill these two across. So I'm going to click in cell. I need to fill both B10, and B11 across. Because this time, I want the formulas to be the same, but I want the column letters to change by 1. So I'm going to select these two, hover my mouse in that lower right-hand corner to get that fill handle, and fill across 1. Great. The last thing we need to do to complete day 1 work is to go up here and format the column headings. So I'm going to select B3, C3, and D3. Notice right now D3, percent of income doesn't quite fit in the for the column width. So I'm going to fix that here. I don't want to make D bigger because I don't need it to be bigger. So with those 3 selected, I'm going to bold them. Center, not merge and center. These are 2 different things. Center right and left. Wrap the text. Now the text doesn't wrap in month and year because it doesn't need to. It doesn't hit the end of the column. It does in percent of income because the E was hanging out in column E. So now I want to vertically center month and year. So that's called middle align for some reason. I'm going to fill those a dark blue and change the font color to white. Now you have completed day 1's work.